Folks, how's it going out there? Rooster here in Tennessee. Got an amplifier up here for sale. This one will be on roostercb.com under used and specialty items. This is a mobile amp, and again, it'll be on roostercb.com shortly after I get the video done. A little bit of backstory on this one. It is now a 6-pill 2879C. It's essentially a brand new amp. Yeah, it's not, it's missing the plug out of the front. Doesn't have any feet on it. It's just a cabinet. Real simple kind of deal, kind of a budget. 6-pill 2879C. Antenna is over here. Input is over here. But a little bit of backstory on the amp. It was originally built by a guy that's kind of a hobbyist. He doesn't run a shop or anything or an official business or anything. He just kind of does it for a hobby, does radio work for people. Generally does pretty good work, but he had built this amp. It originally had Toshiba transistors in it, and it wouldn't quite act right. Again, I'm not going to throw him under the bus. He's a great dude. He just, had some trouble with this amp. So it had 6 Toshiba 2879s in it. Wouldn't quite act right. Wasn't doing really the power that you'd expect. About 900 PEP out of it, 800 with 100 watts in. So it's kind of weak. Shortly after that, it dropped a pill. Ended up having to replace all 6 2879s, just pulled the good ones out and put 2879Cs in it. Tried to retune it. Still couldn't get it quite right. Put like 300 watts in, it wouldn't do over 1,000 watts. So, a gentleman ended up taking it down to Redbone in Georgia, and he essentially went through the whole thing, retuned it, changed everything that he needed done. A lot of you guys know him. He's a big name in Georgia. I've never personally been to his shop before, but he does a lot of work for a lot of people. Tube amps, transistor amps, radios. He does a lot. Whenever he decides to quit, there's going to be a lot of people in a lot of trouble. So, Redbone was the last one that had hands in it. He went completely through it, retuned it, undid everything that he didn't like. So now it's good to go, essentially. I'll let you guys be the judge of how it performs. Again, it is 6 2879C, so this thing can really take some drive. Wouldn't hesitate myself to put, 200 watts PEP into it pretty easily. Maybe even 250. We've tested the 4-pill Cs with 200 watts. They do really well. So I wouldn't hesitate to put another 50 PEP into this guy. We're going to test it with the RFX 29. It does about 40 watts bird, you guys know, and about 100 watts PEP. So we're going to be underdriving it a lot, but I think you'll be pretty impressed with the power output it does. And again, I'm not going to charge a brand new price for this amp. If you bought one of these from Carl or had me get one that Carl had done or Fat Boy had done, you'd probably be looking around 800 bucks. Shipped, 800 plus shipping, something like that. I'm not going to charge that much for this amp. I'm going to make somebody a good deal on it, good running box. Again, brand new transistors in it. All right, that's enough of the jibber jabber. Let's get on with it. 15.1 volts is our test voltage here. I've already told you guys what we're putting into it. 1,000 watt slug. We're going to be looking at the bottom scale. This is average power first. Remember, we're only putting about 40 watts average into this thing, and really it needs close to 100 going in. Hello, almost 400 average. Hello, audio, right there around 375, 380. We can put some more dead key in it. Hello, almost 400. Oh, get the camera up here. Hello, audio. Getting close, about 380. Dang, I don't even have the clamp meter in here. I should have looked before I started the video. It's out there on the other test table. PEP. Let's see what this guy does. PEP. Audio, 1, 2, 3. PEP. Audio. 1,000 watts. Audio. This thing's doing good, especially to be a C-box. It craves more drive, and it's actually doing just as good as like a standard 6-pill does. So, you got a lot more drive you can put into this thing and really gain some ground with it there. We're only putting about 100, 110, something like that into it, and it's doing 1,000 PEP. Almost 400 average. We don't want to fudge it and say 400, but about 375 to 380. So in my opinion, this is a nice running amp. I mean, yes, it's a budget amp. It was originally kind of a homemade deal, but it has been gone through by somebody that knows what the hell they're doing. He's, you know, it's running like a top now. I tell you, before he got a hold of this thing, before Redbone got a hold of it, you could put 250 watts into it, and it wouldn't do 1,000 watts the way it is now. So again, considering it's got 62879Cs in it, and it's doing that kind of power with that kind of drive, I fully believe this thing could do 500 to 600 watts average. Would not be surprised at all to see 1,500 PEP out of it. Now keep in mind, you are in basically the large 4-pill cabinet. They use these for 6 pills too. But, you know, you're in a little bit maybe undersized for what I would like to use myself. Even the Carl built 6 pills are in just a little bit bigger cabinet than this. But overall, a nice running amp. You know, hell, run it like that, like we're using it right now, probably lasts forever. 6-pill 2879C. Little 3-position switch here. Yeah, I don't think it don't key up down there, but the fan stays on. So you kind of got like a little standby built into it. So when you flip it down here, the amp is not actually, it won't key up, but the fan still runs. When you turn it all the way up, you know, amp keys up, fan is obviously running. Down here in the middle, the amp's off, the fan quits running. So you got a little bit of a standby switch there. Pretty cool little box, guys. Runs good now. It wasn't worth selling before, but a nice running box now. Appreciate everybody. Questions, comments, complaints, Rooster in Tennessee, shoot me a text, 423-299-3535. As always, check out the website, roostercb.com. Everybody have a good one. See you, bye.